What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Before I say anything, I'd like to apologize for this bulky microphone that's going to be in the way. It's been having some issues lately in the past couple of my videos. So the only solution I could think was to turn the gain way down, which means I have to be super close to it. But anyway, in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I've been able to stay sober and how it's been a little bit too easy for me. And I'm going to also tell you exactly why it's been too easy for me and, why the real challenge has not begun yet. So before I talk about that though, if this is your first time on my channel, then you should know that I am a recovering addict. I've got 9 months of sobriety, and YouTube, along with some other outlets, have helped so much to keep me clean and sober. So with that being said, let's get into it. So first, I'll kind of start off telling you about my current situation and how I ended up in it. So for the past couple of years, I've kind of been locked down in my house, pretty much not really doing anything. And I'm not proud of it, but it's my own fault. So back in 2014 or so, I got a DWI. I was driving under the influence of cough syrup. Stupid, I know. And I made a video kind of talking about me getting arrested while on cough syrup. This is not that same time. This is the first time that it happened. So it happened twice. They actually dropped the DUI charge from the second one. So I was on my way to my workplace to pick up a check, and I bumped into this guy that was right in front of me that slammed on his brakes. Now, originally, this likely would have been his fault for not signaling and just slamming on his brakes like that, but I was coming up on a pretty large dose of DXM. And so me and this guy pull into the parking lot, and I'm coming up on this DXM very quickly. Like, I drank it right before I left my house, and this place that I worked at, it was only like 6 miles away at least, so it wasn't very far. And I started coming up when me and this guy pulled into the parking lot, and I had actually made it to my workplace. It was in that parking lot. I worked at Papa John's at the time, and all of the workers inside of there saw me outside, and I'm just getting higher and higher and higher over time, and I'm trying to talk to this dude that, I got into the wreck with, and I'm getting higher and higher. It's getting weird. And I don't remember why, but I just took off. I just went into Papa John's and asked for my check, casually. And I was chilling in there for a while, and I guess I just kind of hoped that, this dude would just kind of go away, since it was only like a tiny little bump, but nah. I was just in there chatting, just, talking to everybody, and then this cop comes into Papa John's and asks to talk to me. He says, come outside for a minute, son. And I go out there, and he does a sobriety test on me, and of course, obviously I have to fail because now I'm really pretty high. So I go to jail, and everyone in Papa John's saw me. It was kind of embarrassing, and I actually used my phone call to call my manager to ask her to bail me out, and she was really cool, so she did. And I was actually in there for about 2 days, but I got out eventually, and now I have to wait for my court date. Well, this court date just kept getting pushed off every other month, and it got to the point where I didn't even go to court for over a year. So I finally do get my court date set, and you should know by this time, I already got my second DUI, right? So now I'm going to court for my first DUI with a second DUI. And so the judge originally sentenced me to a year in county, but I am so blessed and so lucky. The person that was helping me out with this entire process was a really good friend of ours, and she knew a lot of people in the city, and so she got me off for the second DUI, and so they dropped that charge, and they made it to where I didn't have to serve any time. And so the only thing that they gave me was a year of probation and a certain amount of community service hours. So I was able to stay clean for that entire year, off of weed anyways. But the thing about a DUI is that they suspend your license. My license is still suspended to this day, and it's like 3 or 4 years later. Like, they're trying to tell me that there's a surcharge fee that isn't paid, but it's all paid for, 100%, and I have absolute proof of all of that. And so after my whole Delsym overdose incident, I'll link that video story down in the description. You can go listen to that. After that, of course, I moved into a different town with my mom and stepdad. And, honestly, it's been a chaotic couple of years lately. There just hasn't been enough time for me to get all this taken care of. And, there's just way too many other things right now that are just at a higher priority. And especially this year. This year has been the worst year in a very, very long time, and you know, it's been chaotic. There's just so much that's happened this year that's made life harder and more difficult for us, you know, like just throwing challenges left and right to us, you know. But I mean, you know, we're dealing with it, we're taking care of it, you know, so gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm stuck in my house, I can't drive anywhere, I have no money. My social life went out the door in like 2017. I don't know anybody here, and it's rough because, I mean, once I do, you know, eventually get back out there, it's going to be very hard to adjust to all of it, readjust to all of it. My social anxiety and my Asperger's are going to screw me sideways. But of course, I will get through it and I will improve over time. I always do. So like I said, I don't know anybody here, right? I don't have any friends here. All my friends are hours and hours away, so I don't have any access to drugs even if I did want them. Adderall and DXM were pretty much the only two things that I had access to since I've been down here. And I don't even have access to those anymore. So I'm basically forced to stay sober in a way, and I can't get anything. So you can sort of see how it's been a lot easier for me to stay sober than the usual person. But now when I got sober, it wasn't because I didn't have anything. I could still have gotten Adderall and DXM, right? It's just, you know, I wanted to stop because it was destroying my body and it was taking a huge toll on me, and it was so obvious, I noticed it. So the real challenge is out there in the real world. So whenever the time comes, when all of my stuff is finally taken care of, you know, I can drive again, I can work again, all that, I'm gonna meet people along the way. Some people that probably get high. So, you know, I won't lie, I'm a little anxious about the future, you know, thinking like, will I do it if somebody offers it to me? Will I be able to say no? You know, I like to think that I can stay strong about it. I will be able to say no and all that. But when it's actually really convenient and I'm able to get anything I want pretty much, it's not going to be easy. It is going to be a struggle. So something that I'm going to have to challenge myself with is to surround myself with sober people. And keep in mind, I haven't hung out with like sober people really, like sober friends, in an extremely long time, like since high school probably, which was in 2013. Not counting my family, of course. Almost everybody I know outside of my family, like in my circle of friends, pretty much gets high on something. And I mean, I'm not judging by any means. I mean, I literally can't. I say do you, whatever makes you happy as long as you're staying safe. So anyways, being around sober people is gonna be weird. Like, going out and doing things with your friends, I mean, I haven't done that in forever, like if it didn't include getting high at some point. So I gotta do normal stuff with sober people, and I'm telling you now, it's gonna be weird. Like, I'm already a really quiet person, so I'm just hoping that I can even make friends in the first place. It's hard for me to find people who are sober that, you know, I have any kind of common interest with. And this also is not to say that like I can't be friends with somebody that happens to smoke weed. I just kind of have to try my hardest, you know, not to hang around with them while they're doing it, I guess. Besides that, I think cannabis is going to be legalized here someday anyway, so that cannabis itself is not really a huge deal to me. But like, if somebody offered me some pills right now, like some downers or something, I know for a fact that I'd say no. But if somebody offered psychedelics to me, it would be extremely hard to say no. I couldn't tell you for sure what I'd say. Unless it was DMT, I'd probably say yes then, and then I'd make a video about it. But if somebody offered me weed, same thing. It would be very hard to say no. I don't know if I'd be able to do it or not. So yeah, I mean, that's really why being sober has been a lot easier for me than, you know, the usual addict. It just got to a point really where, you know, I'm just so used to not having anything, but, you know, I'm okay with it because I have to be. So once I get back out there in the real world, I mean, I'm going to have to be uploading a bunch of videos and playing a lot of old school RuneScape to keep me sober. But again, I'm going to have to, you know, make friends who are good influences and like to have a good time as well. Because I'm going to have to actually have somebody show me what a good time looks like without drugs. Because I have no idea what that looks like anymore. Long gone, I forgot. What is it that normal people do? Like, if you saw me in public or something, you'd swear that I was depressed. Like, even if it was Six Flags or whatever, the movies or just whatever, I always seem depressed. And it's not really like that. It's just the way I look because I kind of wish I was high doing it. So yeah, some people are just going to have to help me out with that and show me what the hell it is like to be somewhat normal. But anyways, guys, I did just want to kind of make this video to sort of talk about why it's been really too easy for me and why it's going to be very hard eventually. But I mean, hey, like I said, guys, this channel, you guys commenting, giving me your feedback and leaving really awesome, comments and stuff, that helps to keep me sober as well. And there are still some nights where I will have some urges, to the point where I'll be thinking about taking DPH or DXM even, since it's like all I have, or I'll be thinking about going to look for some drugs in the medicine cabinet just to see what I can find, like if I was 16 years old or some shit. But somehow I have been able to resist doing that, so. But thank you guys so much for watching the video and showing love in the comments. Do make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to hear some more stories and would like to follow my sobriety journey. So, love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. And I swear I'm going to try to fix this so I don't have to hold a bulky ass microphone in every video. Alright, peace.